Hey everybody, Nick here. Welcome back to the channel. So I want to talk about something that all of us probably see on a regular basis, and that is road rage. Now I've seen it happen so many times. It's unbelievable how much people get upset behind the wheel because of other drivers. Now I talked about videos about stress in this life and things like that, and I think a lot of people, since they're so stressed out, they're rushing. I did a video about that too, rushing. Everyone's in a rush. And I think those two combined is a very, very bad combination. Very potent, very dangerous, especially if you're operating heavy machinery or a vehicle, because other people's lives are in danger as well, right? It's not, when you get upset, you also lose the rational thinking part of your brain. Now, I don't understand why people would get upset about a little thing. I mean, my friend here who drives me sometimes where I'm staying, he gets so upset for the littlest things that I'm just like, whoa, chill out, man. They have the right of way. They have the right to walk. Just the other day, excuse me, he kind of passed where the walkway is, not fully, and there was lots of space. This lady with a walker starts like waving at him like to back up, not enough space, even though there was, and he's like, he went off the handle. I said, just like at least I can calm him down in the car, but then I see people who are by themselves who, are, are just losing it. I saw this guy, a cab driver. I don't know if he was trying to pass him or like a 4x4 truck or whatever, and it was like he stopped to cut off the cab driver. He wasn't letting him pass. I think the cab driver was honking, and it was, I don't know. I think the 4x4 was kind of sleeping, not sleeping literally, but he wasn't seeing the green. And that's always the common one. The person wants this guy to like hit the gas as soon as it turns green, like immediately. Everyone, it's a damn rush. And people will start honking right away, right away. And I'm seeing this, like the road rage, sure, it's always existed, 100%. But I'm seeing it way more these days than ever before. And like sometimes it can get really bad where the person will get out of the car and try to like, pull the other person out of the car. I've seen some real situations in my life, like when it comes to road rage, all kinds of different types. People swearing, a swearing match, like beside each other, driving beside each other. It's just so nonsensical. Like, but again, as I said, this people are running on fumes when it comes to handling your stress, myself included. Though I wouldn't get into road rage or any sort of altercation in my car, but I can see why everyone's sort of extremely stressed these days, and any little thing can trigger you, especially if your adrenal glands or your tolerance for stress is very low. Like you need your adrenal glands to produce enough cortisol and adrenaline that can keep you at a relaxed state. Especially I think cortisol is the relaxing chemical that our body produces. But if you're not producing enough, or if you've become resistant to it because you've produced too much, so much, you're always stressed out. You're drinking stimulants and things like that. That could make it worse too. So this is what I'm seeing. I'm seeing less and less people um, being understanding about, if someone is badly driving or whatever. Look, I know there's sometimes it can be dangerous and you have to call them out. Um, but getting into rage and anger and trying to like attack the person, I've seen, like I've said, so many bad ones. One other one I saw was like they were just like one was chasing after the other, like it was unbelievable, all the way to the end. I mean, it didn't really end up doing anything, but I think one was just trying to scare the other. It's insane. Like, what is it gonna what is it gonna take for people to chill the fuck out, and slow down a little bit? I even see people who speed on like, those streets where it's supposed to be like a 40 kilometers. I don't know what it is in miles per hour, but it's one of those streets where it's like a school street and there's like kids and families and things like that, and people are just whipping through. I think a lot of them have put now the speed bumps. I know in Brazil they have a lot of speed bumps. Otherwise, people would just be speeding like crazy. Um, no one really respects the rules as well, especially in Brazil. Um, if you're a pedestrian, you have to be very careful. Here in Canada, specifically Toronto, but I think Canada overall, pedestrians, people stop for the pedestrians. There's no real, I've never had a real issue with that. Maybe one or two over the years where like someone didn't, they just sort of cut me off and it was supposed to be me to cross or whatever. But you know, for the most part, it's pretty good. But road rage is, it's stupid. I mean, I hope, and I've seen once where two cars got into some rage, and a cop was there, and he busted. I think he stopped both of them. They, it's like, was it really worth it to get upset about whatever it was? Um, it's amazing too how you see so many people swearing. They'll roll down the window to swear as they're passing by or whatever, and it's not. It's this is not like a small amount. It's bad these days. It's getting worse, as I mentioned. Um, the fast pace of life is causing it. People constantly stressed, uh, always thinking and worrying about how to pay the bills and just like so many things on their mind. So they get distracted as well. That can happen. They get distracted. Any little thing will trigger them. What else can I say about road rage? It's just that it's extremely dangerous. And I don't know what the percentage is on how many people um, get into a serious accident because of road rage. I think the worst situation would be like if you were on a motorcycle. You really wouldn't want to piss off somebody in the car or like start something with somebody who's in a car because you are not protected. And or a bicycle. I knew a friend who he was like on his bike path, bike trail or whatever on the street, and the car was like sort of. It's not exactly the right thing that he should have done, but anyway, he's riding his bike, and this guy's all about like doing the right thing, you know, the justice. He believes in getting back at people, not like vengeance, but like if someone does something wrong, they should pay the price. He's on his bike anyway, and the car kind of cut him off, and they were like going down the street, and I'm thinking as I'm hearing this story, you're on a bicycle. This guy could just like knock you over, like take you out. So this kept going for a little bit, and my friend's friend ended up doing is he mooned the guy, which is not a good thing to do when you're on a bicycle. You want to agitate the other person even more. You don't know what they're capable of. You just don't know what they're capable of. So you have to be very careful with these people who are just losing it while they're in a fast-moving armored vehicle, you know, like a 3-ton vehicle or 2-ton vehicle. Especially if you're on a bicycle or a motorcycle, you just don't want to do that. That's extremely dangerous, and there's a lot of people out there who can't handle their emotions and can't handle their anger. So be safe out there, guys, when you're driving. Try to avoid problems. One thing I will say is when someone lets you in or whatever, which my friend does not do, and I'm trying to get him to do it, is when they let you turn in or they give you they say go ahead, always wave and say thank you. I mean, it doesn't cost anything, and it might make that person will feel good. Oh, I let this person, they thanked me. I think that's just a common courtesy, and it will sort of make things better out there in just a little bit, you know? Because what happens if you don't thank the person and they clearly went out of their way to let you go through or whatever, or to pass them or whatever? They're not going to do it, and they might just get upset, or I don't know. You know, it's always good to thank them. You know, I do it for my friend. If I go, I'll wave and like, you know, thank you, or whatever. So, anyways, road rage is crazy. It's probably even worse when people are drinking or after they've went drinking. I can't even imagine that. But yeah, let me know what your thoughts are on road rage, and if you ever seen any or if you ever participated any. Not that you have to share that, but but as always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video very soon. By the way, road rage is stupid. Bye for now.